Are you a small business owner, a trader, a school owner, a federal civil servant, a Lagos or Edo civil servant, a farmer or a farm supply merchant? Do you need a loan or wish to fix your money for a high yield interest? Talk to us today and get your loan in less than 24 hours. Visit our website on www.lapo-nigeria.org or call us on 0813-984-0230. Email info@lapo-nigeria.org.
Globally, businesses and corporations are faced with challenges that requires fresh thinking on strategy, leadership, and governance to survive. The Anchor is a program designed to help organizations and individuals to be skilled in handling challenges. Join Dr. Osare Emopai, a development economist and a corporate strategist, for this interactive, informative, educative program.
I want to welcome you to this episode of The Anchor. Today, we are speaking on the role of goal setting in The Anchor. The role of goal setting in The Anchor. And my name is Osare Emopai. With me today are Mr. Ebite Bepina and Mrs. Osare Emopai. But before we delve into goal setting, I want to conclude on paradigm shift that we took at the last episode. And there were issues about how you now do paradigm shift, not only in physical science, but you now apply it in social science. So there's work from the University of Toronto. You can check M.L. Handa. You can look at the work of L.L. Handa and you will see. Also, when you look at the works of Joseph Schumpeter and the idea of creative destruction, you will also be able to now go in depth into that, as we do not have time and enough time to really handle this. But I believe because it's important to look at the different phases in the Christian, the way that Christianity has evolved and the different paradigms. There were 6 paradigms. There was the one that we call the apocalyptic paradigm. Is primitive Christianity. So you can also check that out. It's a mystery of Judaism and several other things, culture and all that, in defining what Christianity is about. We call that primitive Christianity. Then there was the one that we call the Hellenistic paradigm. Is a more, patristic. That actually happened between the 1st and the 7th century. You'll see that there. And then we came to the Catholicism, which was the medieval one, Catholicism, and you will know about it. You can find time to go and read the canonical scriptures and the sacred tradition that depended on Catholic theology. That was at his own time. And what we call the modern Enlightenment paradigm, and that was actually started by a man called Galileo, and that was 1564 to 1642. That was the view, and finally deceased, which is the emerging ecumenical paradigm, which is all about evangelism. That is where we are today concerning that. So I will now go straight onto goal setting. Goal is a broad outcome we seek to achieve. Goal is a broad outcome we seek to achieve. In my company, for instance, Havila Open Door Group, we said our goal is to make the world better. We want to make the world better than we met it. So this is long term, in nature. But we were able to break down this into objectives. So you find a big thing and then you break it down into objectives. So when it came to issue of objectives, for instance, we said we want to give employment to young people who otherwise will never be employed anywhere. So you find a lot of our staff, 5,000 staff that we have, our place is the first place where they worked. Some would have left school 10 years, no job, we brought them in. So give employment to young people, help them to grow, make them better persons. Change from a win-lose mentality to a win-win mentality. Because the transactions in the world, so many transactions in the world are based on the win-lose. I will gain, you will lose. But that you can actually change that paradigm to a win-win paradigm. And that you can actually deal with in when you are looking at goal setting. And then you can further break down, these objectives into specific tasks, small things that are measurable and that you can measure, you can do that, and so on and so forth. Now I want to call on Mr. Terpina. Can you please expatiate on what goals are?
Okay, thank you, sir. Simply put, goals are generally described as ideas of the future or a desired result that a group of persons or an individual want to achieve. That is a goal. So you want to, an idea that comes to your mind as an individual or a group of persons that want to achieve a desired result in the future. That future is not to say 10 years time. Yes, it could be. That future could even be now. It could be hours from now. But you need to now set those goals to achieve those desired results. Okay,
so you spoke on goals. There's setting goals. In other words, right? You set goals. That is you are the one.
Yeah.
Is something based on you. You are the one to set your goals. Setting it means you think about it, you write it down if you want to write it down and all that. Goal setting, you put it down to measure yourself. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how do you set goals for yourself and for your work. For instance, Mr. Ebi, how do you set goals? I'll come to Madam, just the next question. How do you set goals for yourself and for your work, for what the work that you do?
Okay, for instance, there is a yearly plan. There is a quarterly. In that quarterly, if you cascade it down, you have a quarterly plan to achieve, a monthly plan, and a weekly plan and a daily plan for you to achieve. So in the big picture, you have where you want to get to in the year, and daily how you need to get to that goal plan. You now break it down into goals. So for instance, there is a goal for the day, achieve one specific thing regarding a project in that day is written down. Like you said, sir, you write it down. As you begin to achieve those goals, you tick it off that you've achieved those goals. At the end of the day, you look back and assess yourself if those goals have been met.
Okay. I think you mentioned the issue of plan and goal, so that our audience don't get confused. Plan covers goal. It's not goal. Plan, when you drop a plan, first you will put the goal you want to achieve. Then you will then also identify what strategy or how are you going to achieve them. Then you then come on to, after how you intend to, which is the broad thing, they then come down into what will be the milestones from time to time. How do I know I'm actually achieving them? Then you then have what we call measures to show you are actually accomplishing them. So, and then what will be the final outcome you are expecting? When you put all that together, it becomes a plan. That is what Jesus spoke about in Luke 14:28-31. If you read it, that's exactly what Jesus talking about, a plan. So you will start with goals. Of course, that goal will come from a vision you had about what you want to do. There's a clear vision. Then you then translate it into goals. You break them down into objectives and tasks. Then you then look at what resources I need to be able to do it. How do I do it? And then you then measure it, monitor performance. And then finally, you then get the outcome. And so Jesus himself defined it in Luke 14:28-29. So I think because he's a pastor, Ebi was taking a holistic approach to this and the way he then mentioned. So I want to come now to our madam here. How do you know you have achieved your goals?
Yeah. Now, talking of goal, I want to start with the scriptures.
Okay.
Somewhere in Isaiah, they say the Lord knows the end or knew the end from the beginning. He already knew the end. The end now is our goal. You have a vision, and that is the goal. You want to achieve a particular thing. And so for me to know whether I have achieved that goal is to measure step by step what has transpired. I plan to make maybe a basket, and I started packing the materials just as in planning. Now, and I should give myself a time frame. Let's say I want to do it within a week. To know that I have achieved that goal, that basket has to be ready. That is, I'm talking of, for instance, the cane basket we use for Christmas gifts.
Yes.
I will know where to go and get the cane, when I'm going to prepare them and then start fixing them, if I'm the one doing it by myself. If I'm not the one doing it by myself, I will know how to get people to do it. Now, he said, what you don't inspect, you don't expect. At every stage, as the planning is going on, and the materials are being prepared, I will also have to inspect them. Is this one really good for what I am expecting? My goal at this time, using this basket as an example, is to get a beautiful basket. It could be for flower vase, it could be for hampers. And so by the time I inspect them and I make sure that those materials needed are put in place, and the person doing them, if I'm not the one doing it by myself, I follow up to see how they are being put together and fixed to get the beautiful basket I am looking for. And so by the time that basket is done and I say, wow, this is beautiful, then I know I have achieved my goal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Mr. Terapina, there is this concept in goal setting called SMART goals. What are they?
Okay.
So that our audience can understand SMART goals.
Thank you, sir. SMART goals. It's that word SMART is an acronym. S standing for to be specific. You have to be specific. M there is standing for it has to be measurable. A there is standing for it has to be attainable. How there is talking about relevance. While the T is talking about time bound. It has to be time bound. And I think our mommy also when she was talking, she has given a general view of how this works. It has to be specific. I want to get to Joeleba in 2 hours time. In that goal, we already defining it. This SMART acronym is already implied. 2 hours time. How do you want to achieve it? Without traffic, definitely you will do that. But in traffic, you now need to remodify. Is it achievable within 2 hours? Specific, I need to get to Joeleba from my point of destination to the next point of destination. It must be measurable, which is part of the 2 hours time. Thirdly, it has to be attainable within that time frame. Fourthly, it has to be very relevant. And the time for you to get there has to be spelled out within that 2 hours. So you can apply that in all areas. You want to add weight, you want to reduce weight, you want to achieve certain things, you need to now apply this principle.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, goal setting is so important to life. And I want to quickly give you 10 benefits of goal setting.
Concord Security Services provides impeccable security services to its diverse clients, from banking to telecoms, from international examination institutions to big restaurants. Our emphasis on the use of cutting-edge technology to provide solutions to prevalent security challenges gives us a competitive edge in the industry. Our array of services include man guarding, CCTV, perimeter fencing, full body scanners, metal detectors, VIP protection, escort services, due diligence, and event security. We offer extensive trainings to our security personnel to improve their physical fitness, mental alertness, and exceptional skills in managing complexity at our 2 training centers in Ed John School of Management and in Ilasa office. Engage our services today and let us give you peace of mind. Concord Security and Protocol Services Limited is located at 25 Abiyakuta Street off Beliat Bus Stop, Ilasamaja, Oshodi Apapa Expressway, Lagos. Telephone
0805 690 8568
or 0805 119 9931. Send a mail to info@concordsecurityng.com or visit our website at www.concordsecurityng.com.
The benefits of goal setting are real and significant. Goal setting applies to individuals, even to groups and to companies. It applies to everyone. Number one, it improves your self-image, sense of self-worth. It makes you aware of your strengths. Aware. And also, area you need to improve. Number three, it makes you aware of your weaknesses so you can begin to improve on those areas. It gives you a sense of victory, small victories as you begin to move on in life. It helps you to visualize. You can see the end in sight, where you are going. It gives you track to run on. So you can see where you are and where you are going and where ultimately you will arrive to. It forces you to set priorities. Priorities establish direction to your pursuit. It defines reality and separates it from wishful thinking. When you set goals from wishful thinking, you can, because goal is rigorous. There's a rigor required. And because of that, it moves you from the realm of wishful thinking to actually defining reality. It makes you responsible for your own life, as against your life being in the hands of, of anything. And finally, it serves as a criterion to sharpen, decision making. So I just thought I should give you those 10 benefits of goal setting. So before I now conclude this, I want to just ask you, I've looked at 10 benefits of goal setting. It could be more than that, but I just quickly gave you 10. Is there something you want to add to the 10, benefits of goal setting? Why would you set goals?
Not much. I think we've basically covered
that.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to just add?
Excuse me. The only thing I want to add is that when you set goal at the beginning, it is not like we would say do or that thing or cast or stone. Yes. It can be adjusted along the line. Yes. As you celebrate achievement along the line, you also adjust.
You can
modify,
depending on what the circumstances are and whatever. Yes, okay. Which is a very good intervention. Yes.
Just taking us back to the scripture Amami quoted, one of the episodes, where Paul said, "The things I've achieved, I leave behind, and I set another goal to attain for the higher height." So after you must have achieved it's something that must
ongoing.
It's ongoing.
Review it.
It's ongoing and continuous. Once you've achieved, you push on and you press on.
Yeah. When you fail, you put that behind. It's not you that fail. It's the goal that failed. You move on. So, but I want to begin to close with this in that goal setting as a basic philosophy and a theory was brought onto the form in which today by a man called Locke, Locke. Locke. It's not about setting goals, but in terms of formalizing goal setting and as a body of study, log. So, and the log goal setting theory gave us a blueprint for modern workplace motivation. You see, that goal setting actually motivates people to do when you set goals for them by making that relation between goals, productivity, and employee engagement, so that you can use goals to engage with your staff. You can use goals to make sure they are productive, and as long as those goals are clear and they are actionable. That was why in 1968 Law published a groundbreaking book, which on goal setting, which he called Towards a Theory of Task Motivation and Incentive. It was a groundbreaking book that he then wrote, and he demonstrated that employees are motivated by clear, well-defined goals and feedback. And that a little workplace challenge is not bad a thing. So, Locke's primary revelation was around the power of setting specific and measurable goals, rather than just keeping outcome general, anything goes. With this theory, he demonstrated how targets like increased sales, for instance, say, I want to increase my turnover by 20%, I want to do that, that sometimes it can be vague. But how you can make that explicit to workers and engage with your staff, at the end of the day, you become to share, you work as a team. So Locke also does say that the best way to feel motivated, anybody, is to push yourself to do something that you are not 100% certain you can do. You are not 100% certain you can do. So, in other words, it's always good to set higher goals for yourself. It has a way of motivating you to wanting to be better than where you are today. So tackling challenges, challenging goals head on, allows you to work hard, to develop your skills, to reap rewards in terms of positive feedback and a sense of personal achievement. Mr. Pina, please give us the 5. Maybe you want to log 5 principles of goal setting. Maybe you want to just give us the 5 quickly. Just run through the 5 of goal setting that this gentleman then said, and I found them very useful.
Okay. He mentioned there must be clarity. The goal must be specific and very clear. The ambiguity must not be there. You must be clear about it when setting the goals. It must be challenging. It must challenge you to achieving that goal. Number 3, you must be committed to it. Like I did mention the other time, you want to lose weight, you need to be committed. You want to gain weight, you must be committed. You want to achieve that work success, you must be committed to it. You're a farmer, you must be committed to it. No laziness, you just have to be committed to it. The 4th one, feedbacks. Feedbacks will help you to now begin to reappraise yourself to say, is it the way to go? Am I doing well or not?
Okay,
that feedback is needed. The 5th one is task complexity, which is about realistic time scales. It has to be realistic. The time scales have to be realistic, and break down the process into sub goals with regular reviews. As you review regularly, you will know where you need to make adjustments and move on.
Okay, thank you. Then there was this issue. You will see Dr. Gray later, when he was looking at that theory, he confirmed that the link between goal setting and was both real and crucial. Is there something you want to say? He said the link between goal setting and performance. You said go and you perform. He said it's real and it is crucial, it's important. Do you have some thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, what I would like to add is intervention from time to time between setting and achieving it.
Yes,
now, it could be personal goal, it could be organizational goal. In all, there's usually a collaboration with others to achieve such goals. Is it the people who supply things or people you buy things for to, like I gave us an example of making a basket. There's collaboration. You are collaborating with some other people to achieve that goal. And in the process, reward yourself. If it's just a bottle of drink, for instance, celebrate one achievement. If for instance, all that happened this year, nobody expected it, but we were always having some kind of vision or premonition. There were some things we were supposed to do. I was trying to convince Dr. Osa about something. The only word I could use was, I don't have the leading to do so thing. And he caught it. And then we cut it off. We stopped it. We didn't do it. Not knowing something huge like this was going to come. Now, there will be distractions. There will be distortions. There will be all sorts of things that we may not allow you to continue with the plans you have made towards achieving that goal. Sympathize with yourself. Don't struggle with it. Review it, and then see how you can escape or skate through the hurdle there. And then reward yourself, reward others, celebrate it. You see, like what happened in our church, people that were given what I would call common little gifts, they were calling to say, how did I deserve this? These are people who are working with us to the glory of God to achieve a goal, whether it was set privately, whether it was set openly, whether it was mentioned to others or not, but the little they contributed helped us to achieve this goal of 20 years. And when they were now rewarded with just something because you put their names on it, they say, how did I deserve this? But you can imagine what reward God will have for them on a daily basis. So what I'm saying, in fact, is that from time to time, as we review it, let's celebrate every achievement. Let's reward ourselves and others who we collaborate with. I think with that, everybody will be encouraged and we go on. And
the issue of self-empathy is important.
Yes, yeah.
Sometimes, you try something, it didn't work well. Don't kill yourself. That what we call self-empathy. Have that for yourself. It's not you that failed, it's the goal that you said that failed. Then get up yourself, review that and move on.
I'll try another thing.
And move on. See, but let me, before I conclude, I like this gentleman Locke. When I was going through his theory, he said he broke goal setting into two characteristics. Two. One is content. One is intensity. And the content has to do really what we want to do. And intensity has to do with what it requires for you to do it. So, you see, that is why, this was said to Solomon, said about Solomon, that everything that the Lord put in his heart to do, he provided resources to do it. So, and that is what even Locke must, maybe he didn't go to the Bible, but maybe God then spoke directly to him, that exactly the content, what he was going to do, but resources also to get it done. And they went on about that goal setting helps even amongst workers to see autonomy. That now I know what to do. I don't need somebody commanding me day to day. He then focuses on what he wants to do. And then have a sense of accomplishment once you have done that. So by pushing employees outside their comfort zone, giving them a little more than what you think they can do, they are more likely to achieve that overwhelming sense of pride. To get, pride, you get when you outperform your own expectation. When you outperform your expectation. So always when you set goal for yourself, set a little beyond what you think you can achieve. When you also for organization, set a little. So by the time you then achieve close to it, you have a sense of accomplishment. It gives you, it's not just a physical thing, it's also spiritual. It makes you feel good, particularly if you are sensitive to the Spirit of God. So my final word on Locke is it is vital to make sure that employees have a task-based knowledge and the skills required to do it. When you look at Maslow, I remember I mentioned one of the Maslow basic needs, the 5 levels. So when people meet the 4, they want to get the second, they want to get the third, they want to get the fourth, and indeed get to the 5th. But all these, at the end of the day, must be aligned with motivation. Which one really then motivates the staff or the colleague to be at his best? So that is where we will tail off today on goal setting as a major discussion under the anchor. That is where we set off today. And we want to thank everyone who's listening to us. Until we come your way again, stay safe and God bless you.
Mindshare Communications Limited is a world-class marketing, communications, and branding consultancy firm located in Lagos State, Nigeria. We offer a wide array of consultancy and promotional services to corporate businesses and firms. Our services include strategic marketing activities, public relations, advertising, social media management, digital marketing, web development, brand development, marketing activation, strategic branding, market intelligence activities, and telecoms, ranging from CUG management to airtime vending. Call Mindshare Communications today to help you achieve your goals. For further information, please contact Abiola on 0807 739 0974. Send a mail to info@mindsharelimited.com or visit our website at www.mindsharelimited.com. Address 184A Kaduna Road, Crystal Estate, and Mowadofi Estate, Lagos.